Bertram Hayes-Davis and Carol Davis, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Terry.
Bertram and Carol, I think we first got to start from the beginning where I first met you, and that was in Biloxi, Mississippi, when I had a tour going through. We had the opportunity to see several different sites. The site you have to see, listeners, when you go to Biloxi is Beauvoir, the home of Jefferson Davis. Also, they have a new presidential library there next to Beauvoir, and I had a great person that we were able to meet and did a fantastic tour of both Beauvoir and the presidential library that was there, and that was Bertram Hayes-Davis. I'm going to let you take it from there.
Well, we were in Biloxi and we were running these tours. When we stopped in Vicksburg, the more I realized, we're coming home. This is where Jefferson Davis had his home, and my family owned property until the 1950s, and my family had been part of Vicksburg for a long time. So as we went on with it, we felt like maybe we were supposed to be in Vicksburg. Vicksburg is a unique town. First of all, it's on the Mississippi River, as everybody knows. It's also one of the greatest battles of the Civil War, the Vicksburg Campaign, and the Siege of Vicksburg is renowned throughout history. But in addition to that, we have many other museums that tell the story, not only about Vicksburg, but we talk about the history, the art, the river, and the history of Vicksburg goes back, before time almost, and has come up to the current state. So it's a fabulous town to have all of these opportunities to explore.
Well, I know today you actually, celebrate the area of Vicksburg in several special ways. You've got lots of folks that come on the boat and they come through the town of Vicksburg, and you and Carol are such great hosts and hostesses to create this special experience. And then you have a tour that's actually available for group tours coming through, and individuals really they can add on to the trip. And it's an antebellum experience. I think it's called the Vicksburg Antebellum Experience.
What we do is we bring people into the historic neighborhood, and we actually take you inside of properties that withstood the Civil War, that have been here before the war, which is why they are antebellum, which means before the war. The first thing we do on many of our tours, especially when we are home, living in Vicksburg and not traveling, is we bring people into our home. We have two cottages that are joined together. One is 1840 and one is 1870. We have Lebanese and Italian, English, German, and they all live together in this neighborhood. We then walk up the brick streets in the historic neighborhood to Christ Episcopal Church, which was here. What is the oldest building that was holding public meetings in Vicksburg. It withstood the Civil War and has two Tiffany windows, and the rector actually gives the tour and talks about what happened here before the war and during the war, and we're still holding services there every week. And then we go into Duff Green Mansion, one of the mansions. There's several in the neighborhood, but Duff Green Mansion is one of them that we go into, and it shows how the aristocrats lived, the English that came here with a lot of money, who were much more wealthy than the immigrants. And it's an absolutely beautiful mansion. The owner, Harley Caldwell, gives the tour, along with any of our other mansions. The tours are given by the owners, and she actually lives there and gives the tour and showcases the property. So you actually get to meet the people of the neighborhood, meet the owners of the properties. It's a place where you actually can sit on furniture, unlike some of the other plantation homes where everything is roped off. You get to sit and enjoy, and it's almost like they're bringing you into their home. In our home, we've got everything from Jefferson Davis's rocking chair to a lot of family artifacts. We've got a lecture there. We do a walk in the neighborhood talking about the architecture. We go past one of the homes where you can see where the cannonball actually went through the iron gate in front of the home. And then we go into Duff Green, where the owner gives the tour like she's bringing you into her home and you're attending a dinner party in 1850.
So really it's kind of a complete tour of Vicksburg prior to the Civil War, all the way up to what it is today.
Correct. And it also shows people how it survived. The siege was horrible, and it talks about the people and how they survived.
What a beautiful capsule in time that you have and that you create, Carol and Bertram. Bertram, you might let our listeners know a little bit about some of the other things that are in the Vicksburg area that you can also stop and enjoy. And you can work, of course, with groups to do other things in the area that I'd be interested in.
Well, Vicksburg has a rich history that, again, goes back to the Native Americans. We have several museums. We have the Old Courthouse Museum, which contains artifacts from the Native American period up until today. It's a beautiful building on top of the hill. We have the Lower Mississippi River Museum, which documents the entire history of the Mississippi River. And it was built by the Army Corps of Engineers, which is also located here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. We also have a brand new Civil War museum that just opened. And in addition to that, we have the Coca-Cola Museum. Coca-Cola was first bottled here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. And of course, we have the iconic Vicksburg Military Park, which is by itself a wonderful exhibit of the history that prevailed in Vicksburg.
One of the things I think probably, Carol and Bertram, you need to let our listeners know is how to get in touch with you to get more information.
Well, Terry, we have a wonderful website that explains all of our tours in detail with many pictures and descriptions. It also has an email and a phone number on it, Vicksburg Old Town Tours.com. Vicksburg Old Town Tours.com. And it gives you both an email and a phone number to reach us to make reservations for our tours, or any groups that are interested. You can contact us and we'll certainly tell you what it is that we can help you as you visit Vicksburg.
Can't think of a better couple, listeners, to have the opportunity to make your trip a very special and a very unique experience. And I want to congratulate you because you've worked very hard to develop this tour and the story in a nutshell of life before the Civil War up to today. And you've done a beautiful job in doing that and creating that license. It's well deserved.
Well, Terry, we are very honored to receive that distinction from you, especially knowing how highly we think of you and how highly thought about in the travel business.
Carol and Bertram Davis, great to talk with you. Thank you again so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you, Terry.